Both sides of a story. Both sides of a story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
God, give us men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Men whom the lust of office does not kill. Men whom the spoils of office cannot buy. Men who possess opinions and a will. Men who have honor. Men who will not lie. Men who can stand before a demagogue and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking. Tall men, sun-crowned, who live above the fog, in public duty and in private thinking. God, give us men. For while the rabble with their thumb-worn creeds, their large professions and their little deeds mingle in selfish strife, lo, freedom weeps, wrong rules the land, and waiting justice sleeps.
And if you can't take loss, I don't show love. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. And if you can't take loss, I don't show love. No man let no man harm you. Do unto others as they would do to you. And to everyone, respect the Rasta man, cause he's the only man left on creation. And if you live in a glass house, don't trust stones. And if you can't stay close, I don't trust. So if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. And if you can't stay close, then you most won't see I looking so hungry. Would like to try something, but the world would have crumbled. Cause behind thy back, you like to grumble. And before I face, you always have fumble. And if you live in a glass house, I beg you don't throw stones. No. And if you can't take those, I don't throw stones. Said if you live in a glass house, not throw stones. And if you can't take those, I don't throw stones. lies and illusion. But you never know that this is the conclusion. No chance, no more for those who kept it a going. Cause you never know that the truth will show. And if you live in a glass house, don't trust stones. And if you can't take those, why don't you? Said if you live in a glass house, don't trust stones. And if you can't take those, it's the truth. I'm on this earth to lift your praise, and all I ask for is longer days. I've come to do the things that are right, and if you don't like my doings, we're gonna fight. Every time that you live in that glass of and if you can't take those thoughts so true, and if you live in the glass of and if you can't take those so true, and if you live in the glass and if you can't take those, but if you live in the glass and if you can't take those, I don't know. But if you live in the glass and if you can't take those, I don't know. But if you live in the glass and if you can't take those,
The sound of the irrepressibly forward Peter Tosh, Glass House. And before that, God Give Us Men by Josiah Gilbert Holland. JosiahGilbert God Give Us Men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Men whom the lust of office does not kill. Men whom the spoils of office cannot buy. Men who possess opinions and a will. Men who have honor. Men who will not lie. Men who can stand before a demagogue. Men who can stand before a demagogue. Men who can stand before a demagogue and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking. Tall men, sun-crowned, who live above the fog, in public duty and in private thinking. For while the rabble with their thumb-worn creeds, their large professions, and their little deeds mingle in selfish strife, lo, freedom weeps, wrong rules the land, and waiting justice sleeps.
You build your world on lies and illusion, but you never know that this is my conclusion. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Your taxes hold the key. Need to pay your property tax, motor vehicle certificate, a fitness fee, or a traffic ticket? No need to join the line. Go online. Service at your fingertips 24/7. That's right. All these services and more are available online at jamaicatax.gov.jm. Fast, convenient, secure. Visit the How To tab on our website or call 888-TAX-HELP for details. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better. Maximize your earnings with a COK Max Deposit account. With a minimum deposit of $50,000, you can earn up to 7% interest on your deposits. Yes, you can earn up to 7% interest on your deposit. Go ahead, save for that house deposit. Secure your nest egg with a COK Max Deposit account. For information, call us at 960-4226 or WhatsApp 578-0057. Conditions apply. The quality of care for the environment determines the quality of our lives and the lives of future generations. What are the various features of our environment, and what's the state of these features? Who are the stakeholders responsible for the environment's care? What are some of the laws and conventions that govern the protection of our environment? The Environment and You seeks to answer these questions and more. Join Power 106 FM during Power Talk on Wednesdays at 1:15 p.m. with host Simon Crosskill for the feature The Environment and You, showcasing discussions on the major issues affecting our environment. The Environment and You is sponsored by the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, a voice for Jamaica's natural resources.
Let not your heart speak.
And if you can't stay close, I don't And if you live in the glass house, and if you can't stay close, I don't
We're still in the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 30th and penultimate day of the 8th month of 2023, the International Year of Millets. A millet is a cereal grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils, bearing a large crop of small seeds, which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. Put another way, it's the 30th and penultimate day of the third month of the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. And according to the latest forecast, there is a high pressure ridge across Jamaica and the Central Caribbean. And the high pressure ridge is expected to remain across the island until early Friday when a tropical wave enters the Central Caribbean. Mainly sunny conditions, possible isolated showers across sections of northern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere, windy across northern parishes, and tonight, partly cloudy. The other current regional weather features being monitored: Hurricane Idalia, approximately 145 kilometers south of Tallahassee, Florida. That was earlier today. Hurricane Franklin, about 325 kilometers west northwest of Bermuda. And Tropical Depression 11, located across the north central Atlantic. In terms of the observances for the month of August, it's drawing to a close now. The month of August, which is being observed as Children's Eye Health and Safety Month, Gastroparesis Awareness Month, National Breastfeeding Month, National Immunization Awareness Month, Psoriasis Action Month, and Summer Sun Safety Month. Setagu on Haiti, Children's Day in Afghanistan, Constitution Day in East Timor, Kazakhstan, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Feast of St. Rose of Lima, Rose Festival in St. Lucia and Peru, and Victory Day in the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus and Turkey. Hoy es miércoles el 30 de agosto 2023 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones, y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. Mercredi le 30 août 2023 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 30th and penultimate day of the month of August 2023, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a number to listen to Power 106 FM, 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook in the search box atop the page. Type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook page, no sweat. Or a Facebook account. There's always YouTube. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection. More importantly, internet connectivity. One sure way to test for connectivity is by opening a browser like Google Chrome, for example. If you're able to browse, then you're good to go. If not, you might have a little matter on your hands. Other than that, you should be fine. Just tune in to the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel, and you'll be able to follow us there as well. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Good afternoon, Cherry Henry. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to have you on board. Let's take a look at the messages on WhatsApp. In other words, let's find out what's up on WhatsApp and share that information with you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad. And more messages still coming in, even as we try to read the ones that came in already. So we have a myriad of messages. Bishop Douglas Gooden, always in touch with us. Thank you very much for keeping in touch, Bishop Gooden. Kevin Galloway says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you too, Kevin Galloway. Thank you for tuning in. And let's see, this one says, behind most successful Jamaicans seems to be the cute culture of rape, sexual assault, incest. When will Jamaicans be bold enough to name your rapist? Look at the number of musicians, actors, singers buckling under the weight of cute family secrets of rape, incest, sexual assault. That's the message. No name attached, but no need for a name to be attached. That's the message. And there's a picture of the Sunday Gleaner, the lifestyle section, from attempted suicide to success. I saw this article. Thank you for sharing. And that group is growing. The Rachel's family and friends. Rachel, the longtime listener and caller to this program, who sadly died some weeks ago, and her memory is being kept alive on this WhatsApp group, Rachel's family and friends. Hermin June Lane, Miss June in Oslo, Norway, is on board. She is with us now. She says, "Good evening. Looking forward to listening to both sides of the story." Same here, Miss June. We're looking forward too. Thank you very much for your message. And we'll take a break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Record your expenses. The first step to start saving money is figuring out how much you spend. Keep track of all your expenses. That means every coffee, household item, and cash tip, as well as regular monthly bills. Record your expenses however it's easiest for you. A pencil and paper, a simple spreadsheet, or a free online spending tracker or app. Once you have your data, organize the numbers by categories such as gas, groceries, and mortgage, and total each amount. Use your credit card and bank statements to make sure you've included everything.
most ghosts say I looking so hungry. Would like to try something, but the world would have crumbled. Caught behind thy back, you like to grumble. And before I face, you always have fumble.
Good afternoon, Natalie Winter. We see you're online. Thank you very much for tuning in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876 922 4112 876 922 4112 Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number 876 365 3346 876 365 3346. Let's see, Governor Ron DeSantis, Republican representative in the state of Florida, and some information here on Hurricane Idalia, Category 2. If you missed it, here's a bit of the information for you. Let's go. that report coming to us from CNN. So that's a quick update on what's been happening for as far as Idalia is concerned. And just saw another story. What is this now? At least 11 passengers are hospitalized after Delta flight from Italy to Atlanta was hit by major turbulence. That's serious. That's what you never want to experience as an air passenger. At least 11 passengers are hospitalized after Delta flight from Italy to Atlanta was hit by major turbulence. One couple said it caused serious head injuries and blood and awfulness. 11 people had to be transported to hospital earlier today following the incident. At least 11 passengers had to be hospitalized after a Delta flight from Italy to Atlanta was hit by major turbulence. The flight from Milan to the Georgia city experienced severe turbulence just before landing, according to records on FlightAware. Delta said the plane had 151 passengers and 14 crew aboard, and the airline provided accommodations to passengers and crew who were not injured. According to Delta, the 11 people injured were a mixture of both passengers and crew. A couple who had been on board the flight told Fox 5 looked to be about 12 people with serious head injuries, several flight attendants too. Bunch of blood and awfulness, she said. My fiance and I are so freaked out, we are renting a car and driving to our final destination instead. The couple said all passengers were kept on board for an additional 2 hours, while those who were injured were triaged. The flight landed at Jackson in what is that? Uh, that right. That's the technology. If you don't do anything to it, it will find something to fill the void. So that's what that was. But seriously, just another reminder of how things can get in flight. So we just have to continue to observe the safety measures, those of us who get the opportunity to fly. All right. In terms of the other bits of information we wanted to share with you, let's come back local. Let's do local again and see what's trending here in Jamaica. NWA to activate 4 new traffic signals in Montego Bay. I think Montego Bay has the record, for the most traffic signals. I think I remember that, especially on the, actually did a count of it on the Elegant Corridor, something like 20 odd traffic signals along that route. I'll do another check and come back to you on that. And now we are getting more. 4 new traffic signals being added to Montego Bay. It must be quite a task to regulate traffic in the friendly city. What a thing. So the National Works Agency, NWA, is set to commission 4 new traffic signals into service in Montego Bay, St. James on Friday in a bid to reduce congestion in the city. The traffic signals are installed at a couple of intersections, and those are, let's see if we can tell you where those are so you can prepare for that. At the intersections of Middle Road First time hearing about that road, Middle Road. Let's see where that is. All right, not seeing it right now, but be prepared for the additional traffic signals to be put in place. Also, Indicom probing police killing of alleged gunman at Port Kaiser. Teacher resignations rise to 854 so far this year. Judge holds Giuliani liable in Georgia election workers' defamation case. Jamaica and Canada sign reciprocal agreement for employment of seafarers. Soldiers in Gabon say they've seized power and detained the president. Oh dear. And still overseas, 93-year-old ex-Catholic Cardinal Marek not fit to stand trial on teen sex abuse charges. The once powerful Roman Catholic Cardinal Theodore McCarrick will not stand trial on charges he sexually assaulted a teenage boy decades ago, as a Massachusetts judge dismissed the case against the 93-year-old. What a thing. So those are just some of the trending stories. Looking forward to your feedback now on 876 922 4112-5. 876 922 4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your voice notes, but you can also send us your WhatsApp messages, and you can call us on WhatsApp as well, 876 365 3346. Hello to Inez Iona Campbell. She says a pleasant Wednesday to everyone. Pleasant Wednesday to you too, Inez Iona Campbell. Good to have you on board both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. Keep those messages coming in and those comments as well. The text line 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. And as we said, the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number. And we'll continue to monitor those channels to make sure we are responding to your messages in a timely manner. Thank you very much. And let's see, a couple of text messages, but not related to anything that we have talked about today. The usual bombardment of sponsors' messages coming through. Here's a call coming through on our text line, same as the WhatsApp line. Let's take the break and come back. Hello. You can fix that. Here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. We're trying to reconnect. We lost Marianne in full flight a while ago as she was reciting. So I'm going to ask you if you can just pick it up where you left off, please, Marianne. For those who are asking about sound, well, what happened? We normally mute the microphone if we're having conversations off air, and that happens. That only happens for Facebook Live and YouTube. It doesn't happen for the Power 106 FM app because that is a straight radio link. So if you want to replay this live interview that is going on now, if you want to replay it, then you can listen out at 5 o'clock. The show ends at 5. So at 5 o'clock, the audio will be there. You can go click on it, look for Both Sides of the Story, look for today's date, the 30th of August, and you can play it from the starting point, which was approximately, we started at 3:30 Jamaica time, 4:30 Florida time, and so within the at the 3:30 mark, or if you prefer the 4:30 mark, if you're in Florida and elsewhere in the States, you can. So it's the point I'm making is the audio is there, everything is there. It's just that this is on my device. Facebook Live and YouTube are being done on my device, just as an additive to the radio broadcast. But this is ultimately a radio broadcast. All right. But having said that, sorry that I forgot to unmute after having muted the microphone. All right. But you haven't lost anything. You can go to the link, go to the Power 106 FM app, click on Both Sides of the Story, look for today's date, the 30th of the 8th, 2023, and you can listen to the recording, including what I'm saying right now. So, Marianne, back to you now. Sorry about that. The technology fails us sometimes, but you were in full flight, and we were intrigued by your presentation. And just when we were looking forward to that crescendo, we had the call dropping. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're going to ask you to pick it up now. Go ahead. From where you left off. Or would you like to start from the top? Would you like to start from the top?
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead, please.
So my mother died June and Andrea Hutchinson. Me can't bother to fret myself. Me can't bother to ball. So I do not understand from my mother she at all. Yesterday, me and Simona play dolly outside in the yard. Mama she come out there and fall out. Make your hair so hard. You won't stop for ramping at the dust. You think you're still picnic, but find something do. You're too big and old to the play with dolly. Warn me, it feels so bad. The face is an angel. How should I call shame of people in front of people's friends? Me draw in and me follow. Me talk to nobody. I want boy when me know for a long time, but take fast and call to me. The mother heart nearly feel hard, get in a one temper. Oh, me they chat up with boy, and she so hate him, man. She come out there, and she run him away, and pound one piece of cake. So how many I can know, I want you two big lips. I bloody about put in your ears, I get you. The real thing I take up your daily then, is me beat you till you soft. Poor me, she and I kind of lap your dog. I go in, I'm a ball. But no more me do from mother she at all. Well, me managed to get it now, but try as best me can. See my mother is once married, me Yeah, not understand.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Well done. Well done, Marian Morgan, one of the past winners of the Peter Gracie This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship Competition, and sharing with us during the This is Jamaica segment here on both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. So, Principal McCoy, please tell us of the the impact of and well, let me put it another way because we did ask about the impact earlier on, but in terms of let's see, we're coming up on the break. In terms of the use of poetry in the teaching and learning exercise, what has that been like?
Okay. Now, this is one of my pet peeves.
Sorry, one moment. We're going to take a quick time break and then we come back and give you an opportunity to pick up that point.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Every time that you live in a glass of
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We're into the This is Jamaica segment of the program, and we are delighted to have with us on today's edition of the This is Jamaica segment on Both Sides of the Story, Marian Morgan, a past winner of the Peter Gracie This is Jamaica scholarship poetry scholarship competition. And we also have the principal of Redwood Primary School out of St. Catherine, and that's where the Marian Morgan goes to school. So the principal, Ms. Ivani McCoy, was about to tell us about the use of poetry in the teaching and learning process. Ms. McCoy?
Okay. Now, I do is I encourage my teachers to use poetry.
Sorry, just a moment. I'm not sure why we're getting that sound. Are you using an earpiece?
No, sir.
Okay, I guess it's a signal then. Is it possible to just change position a bit?
Okay.
Like if there's a window nearby or a door, try and get close to a window or a door.
All right.
And
Next one.
yes, go ahead now, please.
Okay, sir. What I do is to encourage my teachers to use poetry to maybe introduce the lesson or during the lesson to try to use the poetry where the children can get the feel of the lesson. And I find that part of work a lot because I remember the child when we were doing poetry, it was such a joy. And also, we are involved in the JCDC, where we have some Net Book medals from our children just performing. So we are encouraging poetry be involved in their everyday teaching and learning aspect.
Yes. And have you had the pleasure of being sitting in on a class and witnessing the children at work in that regard?
Oh, yes. My senior teacher, who is also a creative person, he has a way with the children. When they get into their rhythm with the poetry, it is a joy to listen to them. And the children are sometimes so immersed that when classes are finished, they say, Sir, we can tomorrow back again. That's how enthused they are.
Yes, that's good, and that enthusiasm should help to get their creative juices going and get them excited about other other sections of the learning material that is being administered. This is very encouraging, and we want to congratulate both of you, both you, Principal McCoy, and past winner Marion Morgan, on the work that you've been doing so far and impacting not just the institution Redwood Primary School, but the wider community. After all, you're on national radio right now and listening in on all that is happening.
And that's that. And so it is that we have what's called quizzes, and that is quality education circles. So my children is students in 60, and we have 21 schools, including 3 high schools in that quiz series. And the minute the competition was launched, I hit the button and I sent it to all the schools. And I said, listen, please ensure that at least one student enter from the QEC from each school. I also sent it to the principal's group for the entire St. Catherine. So I'm encouraging my teachers at my school and all other schools within St. Catherine to bombard Mr. Grace's poetry competition.
I like the use of the word bombard. And now then to Marion once again, Marion Morgan. Do you find students, your fellow students, coming up to you and asking you questions about the Peter Gracie Poetry Scholarship competition and wanting to get involved and needing information?
Yes.
And what are some of the questions they ask you? What do they want to know?
How long do I take to study the poem and make? How long does it take to know that I'm the winner?
Yes. All right, fair enough. And with respect to the competition itself, it's now open, isn't it? People are free to enter right now, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that's for the 2023 edition of the This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship Competition. And lots of money to be won as well. So listeners, spread the word and ensure that students are able to take advantage of the opportunity that is being presented before them. So
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Marian.
I want to thank Mr. Peter Gracie that he made me know how brave I am and how smart I am. He inspired me to be the change that I wish to see in the world. He gave me clarity, accomplishment, courage, belief, and gratitude.
Oh, that's lovely. We don't even want to spoil that. I don't think we're going to say another word after that. Well said. That's very well said. Once again, we congratulate you on your achievement thus far. We have no doubt that you are going places, guaranteed. So we wish you all the success that life has to offer. And to you too, Principal Ivani McCoy and your students at Redwood Primary School. I'm sure this is just the beginning of a lot of other great things to come.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Marion, and congratulations once again on your achievements thus far. And thanks as well to Principal Ivani McCoy once again. Thank you very much, Principal McCoy. Well done. All the best.
Okay, thank you. But there's something that I left out of me that I need to say.
Sure, go ahead.
With Marion winning the competition, Mr. Gracie created our own competition within the school, and that is straight to breathe.
That's brilliant. Brilliant. Sorry, go ahead.
That was only for regular primary students. And the first our winner, our
head girl, our pamphlet girl, she's now just migrated now to England, but she was the winner. And, this encouraged others to do so. So I'm hoping that with Mr. Gracie will continue within the school itself, so where more students' talent can be unearthed. I really appreciate Mr. Gracie doing all this for us and including putting up a mural at the school with his picture, his Marion, and the District Jamaica poetry on the wall. The students will always have that to see and to thank Mr. Gracie for the opportunity that he has given us.
Well put. Well done. We join you in congratulating Peter Gracie on his work in that regard. Thank you very much, Ivani McCoy. All the very best, and we look forward to talking with you again in the very near future.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, it sounds rather windy there in St. Catherine in the hills. All right, stay cool. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you both. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Bye.
Bye. And thank you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad. Encouragement sweetens labor is a Jamaican expression, and also when people are demonstrating creativity and applying thought and sharing and engaging our children, that is all good. That is all good and must be encouraged. We could go on further, but we're going to leave it there for now and thank Peter Gracie and This is Jamaica for their indulgence and the kind of positive work that they've been doing. Thank you very much. And all things being well, we'll catch you again next week around the same time, 4:30 p.m. Florida time, 3:30 p.m. Jamaica time. This is Jamaica. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. If you need more information, please go to thisisjamaica.org. Thisisjamaica.org. Thisisjamaica.org for more information, and kudos as well to Adriana Clark on the work that she has been doing in her capacity as president of This is Jamaica. Let's send you back to the phone lines. The phone lines are still open, and we have quite a number of messages as well, which we're going to be reading. And so let's get to that. 876-922-4112-5 are the numbers to call. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number. You can send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, and your voice notes. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Here's a message from Rudolph in Stony Hill. He says, Mr. Malcolm, bless up yourself. Doing a great, God bless you. Doing great, God bless you. Want to highlight the bus fare thing and how it's expected to raise soon. The government put the fare the last time to $115. We don't mind paying $120, but ever since the coaster buses conductor charging $150 to $200 to Lawrence Tavern, so fare what the transport minister, something is missing here. So fare, or do you mean not fair or no fare? What the transport minister intends to put already and more, so the coaster buses and even the taxis not charging what the government says to pay plus a fare stage would be better than the one fare go anywhere. Rudolph in Stony Hill. I'm sorry, it's a little jumbled in a manner of speaking, but we get the gist of what you're saying. Thank you very much for your message. James in East London sharing with us a couple of stories coming out of the UK. I will share those with you in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. Powering Your Health is Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to health and wellness, your one-stop show to power a healthy lifestyle. How can we help you to power your health? You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-922-4112-5. You can also send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. That's Powering Your Health. Powerful health and wellness discussion and interaction. Listen every Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Would like to try something, but the world would have crumbled. Caught behind thy back, you like to grumble. And before I face, you always have fumble.
Right, so we were just quickly going through a couple of the stories coming out of the UK from James in East London. Not that he's the publisher, there's a publishing house that is responsible for sending out this news. Opera News is the source. And the stories are: West London woman, 20, jailed for stealing £120,000 of designer handbags across luxury West End shops in raids at Louis Vuitton, Versace, and Furla. Also, a controversial Dutch politician received death threats after saying he would organize a competition of cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, which sparked outrage. Dutch prosecutors have demanded a 12-year prison sentence if a former Pakistani cricketer is found guilty of incitement to murder anti-Islam Dutch politician Geert Wilders. Sergeant Graham Seville was trying to help a distressed man on tracks in Balderton near Newark-on-Trent when he was struck last week, a fundraiser for the family of a hugely respected police officer who died after being hit by a train as he attempted to save a distressed man on the tracks, has reached £90,000 in donations. Police are looking for anyone who may be able to help after an armed robbery attempt on a train at Lewisham DLR station. The incident occurred around 8 p.m. Monday, the 28th of August, with 2 arrested and a handgun and knives recovered. British Transport Police state that anyone with information can contact them texting 61016, quoting reference 639 of 28823. Brummie gun violence has shot up, but London remains a hotspot for firearms offenses. London has been overtaken as the gun capital of Britain after a huge explosion in gang violence in Birmingham, official figures reveal. Firearms offenses in the West Midlands have rocketed by 86%, with police recording 1,089 gun crimes in the 12 months to March, up from 584 the year before. The COVID and flu vaccine program has been brought forward this autumn due to warnings of a new variant. The new variant, which causes COVID, was first detected in the UK on August 18. The variant, known as BA.2.86, represents the most concerning new variant since Omicron first emerged, according to the National Health Service in the UK. Thank you, James in East London, for sharing those headlines with us. This one says, Dervan, time come for you to change the name of this program. It no longer serves the purpose it was set up to do. Both sides of the story should now be called government propagandist machinery. I've been listening to you all these years. Once I thought you were neutral, until I see how hard you try to make excuses interpreting what the spin doctors in government say. You try to justify whatever this thieving government does, even to the point of revisionist history. You don't have to take my word for it. Just go back in your archive and listen to some of the things you said starting from 2016. Please and thanks. Well, thank you very much for your message. All I would say to you is nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. There is nothing in the world more dangerous than sincere ignorance. Sincere ignorance. I will just leave it there for the time being. Sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. This one says, Dervan, when the JLP was the opposition, they politicized the crime. They're asking for the work to be given to them, which they got. Wholeness, he even said that if you give him the work, you'll be able to sleep with your windows and doors open. Wholeness was given the works. I saw him in a church shedding tears. Cause of those tears was because he couldn't manage. Bunting said that we needed help from the Almighty, so he asked for divine intervention. Labor rights almost took his head off for him asking for God intervention. Salah from Kingston. Thank you for your message, Salah from Kingston. And let's go up the line here. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada, sharing with us as usual. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. We're still investing in our people and family. That's the only way to build a solid foundation for our beloved island home, Jamaica. We're willing to pump solid investments in the foundation, the people of Jamaica. I believe in my people of Jamaica. If only given the chance, they will be able to shake off corruption and violence in Jamaica. Our people are entrepreneurs who only want assistance in order to pull up their bootstraps. Thank you very much for your message, Cuban in Georgia, and all the very best as we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Here's a message from Tanya Hernandez, aka Miss Tanya Lou. Marian is indeed an inspiring role model for the youth. Principal McCoy, thanks for encouraging your students, teachers, and the wider community to enter the This is Jamaica poetry competition. Some other messages that have come in since the last time we checked over on Facebook Live. Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation says, good day and all listeners. Good day to you too, Paul Miles. Faye Weller says, hello, Mr. Dervan and faithful listeners. I'm here listening. Thank you, Faye Weller. Norman Hines says, blessed afternoon, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners. To you too, Norman Hines. Sophia Nemard says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sophia Nemard in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Nicola is in central Jamaica. She says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nicola. Sophia Elaine Jackson Nicholson says, great going. Kudos and congrats all around. Marva Griffiths Herman says, next generation of the late and great Honorable Louise Bennett. Well done, Marianne. Derek Morgan says, greetings to you and your wonderful listeners, Mr. D. Great day to be in the land of the living. Please mark me present for class. Derek Morgan says, both sides of the story, keeping it balanced, conscientious stupidity. Indeed. Patrick Jones says, Rasta isn't the only man. I'm a man. Have a great day, says Patrick Jones, in relation to something that was said earlier on. Thank you very much. Keep the messages pouring in. The text line, once again, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And Cuban in Georgia says, very good, Marianne. You're inspiring. And we here in the diaspora appreciate you very much. Well done, Marianne. Some more kudos coming in for Marianne. And more messages coming in for the family of the late Rachel Graham, regular listener who left us recently. And our condolences once again. And there's a WhatsApp group that has been created, Rachel's Family and Friends. So it is. As we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's take a look at some of the stories that made the news on this day in 2020. Last lap, Wholeness eyes historic return. Phillips predicts 40 seats. There was a picture of both men from the previous night's national leadership debate, Malahoo Fort versus Horton. The results are in. Find out who is leading in St. James West Central on A5. COVID positive voters could be ordered to remain home. Economy, crime on voters' minds. Can parties attract youth? Battle Royal in Westmoreland Central. Those were some of the stories that made the headlines of the Gleaner in 2020. Around this time in 2019, the headline was Leadership Challenge has resurrected dead PNP, says Ashley. A2, dangerous monkey business. Experts warn of possible fatal infections from trade in non-native species after creature captured in St. Andrew. DNA guilt trip. St. James criminals rushing to confess before test results tie them to crimes. Ministry satisfied with back-to-school prep is another of the stories that made the news in 2019. In 2018, here were the teasers. Major traffic changes in corporate area. A2, shopkeeper shot multiple times. A3, Fuller backs Whitmore. Page B1, seafood delights at Sharky's. D1, barred from C-Bar. Students with less than 60% average will be blocked from fifth form. Parents upset. A picture of members of the newly formed Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force at the official launch yesterday at Harman Barracks, well, back in 2018, the previous day, at Harman Barracks in Vineyard Town, St. Andrew. Earn Public Trust Commish charges new police unit. Man accused of killing woman and 10-year-old was depressed and broke, resident says. So those are just some of the stories making the news around this time, back in time. Let's go back to the phone lines. 53346 is the text line as the WhatsApp number. The regular call-in lines, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
I want to tell you something about this coaster business.
Uh-huh.
I live up in the hills.
Yes.
Anyway, from border to down a parade. If I one bus stop, you got to pay $150.
And this has been happening for how long now?
Long ago.
Wow.
Long ago. And if you don't own and you want to come, you say Dervan Temple, you will take about 3 bus cars. First thing, every bus come half a tree, Constant Spring. Stone will go on the spring. A chance you want to Temple. If you want to get a 1171, you have to come in half a tree.
Does the Transport Authority know about this?
I don't know. I don't know if the Transport Authority. Please thank you on the road. Police, if a coaster turn off, if the police come and hold them, ticket them, say them contrary to their route, and you have all in Transport Authority right at half a tree, they know plenty time. You see them talking to the coaster man them. And first thing, they bus them destination, Kingston, Fort Anthony, Kingston, Glengas, Kingston, Richmond, all about those places. And you cannot get a bus to come, because it's even Templar Lane. You got to wait how long? Some of them say 200. Take it, I leave it. 150 out here. You have to come off a G, take a bus, come a Constant Street.
Oh, that's crazy. Have I don't know if have people made their concern known? I mean, is this something that, well, you seem to have said that anyway, that this is something that is very well known?
Yeah, man, long ago it go on, man. And a 150 up here too. If you know the 150, a problem, because argument.
So this let me see if I understand it now. So your route starts where, generally speaking, in terms of
I live up in 11 when I want things, I have to come out, go downtown. And when I go downtown, if you're not pay, come on.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:32 on Power 106.
The quality of care for the environment determines the quality of our lives and the lives of future generations. What are the various features of our environment, and what's the state of these features? Who are the stakeholders responsible for the environment's care? What are some of the laws and conventions that govern the protection of our environment? The Environment and You seeks to answer these questions and more. Join Power 106 FM during Power Talk on Wednesdays at 1:15 p.m. with host Simon Crosskill for the feature The Environment and You, showcasing discussions on the major issues affecting our environment. The Environment and You is sponsored by the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, a voice for Jamaica's natural resources.
And if you live in a glass house, and if you don't throw stones, no. And if you...
Sorry, we lost the caller who was telling us about the coaster bus situation. Hopefully he can call us back. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Let's see. Cuban in Georgia says, Sir Malcolm, what happened to the JUTC Temple Hall route that was in place when the JUTC was introduced? And Natalie Winter is calling us on WhatsApp. Good afternoon, Natalie Winter.
Yes, Dervan, yes. Quick question. You know that big advertisement that Supreme Ventures is putting out that they can't they're not seeing the lotto winner. That winner must come by the 30th of this month to collect the winning prize. Well, tell me something. It look like that lotto winner don't want that money. He must email it to me because trust me, look for when them a call say, boy, this lotto winner must come for money. Money don't go on trees, but that their winnings would have set me right. You know, want the money.
Well, we don't know if it's a he or a she. It's not known. The person is yet to come forward.
Yeah, we just for arguments here because trust me, if I had won that, man, that ticket they would have collected the next year. The next year. No question asked to me if get me notes me have them nobody, The next year I would have collected that same time. Week or no week. Because sometimes you win those things and people, you don't want people to know what you look like. So you disguise yourself and you come for your thing. But trust me, where is the lotto winner? Next thing, Nervan, this thing about students being barred from school because X, Y, and Z. When it's not the grooming policy, they say you're not properly groomed, quote unquote, and then they're trying to put it off like Rasta business, like his dreadlocks. It's not just dreadlocks, If you're not up to their standard and they said they don't like your hairstyle, you can't come to the gate. And when it's not they're locking out the students now and they're barring them from collecting their results. It's like when you're going to school in the 80s, the same thing coming down and no change. It's just a wonder the students are the way they are sometimes. They're so aggressive because from the whole school environment, you deal with them with aggressiveness. What do you expect the society to be? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
I'm hearing you.
What's your thought on it? Because I don't think they have the right to bar the students from results or things like that.
No, but that's not in the present tense. That's not happening now. That's not happening right now. There have been changes apparently, as has been announced.
Uh-huh.
So if you're talking about in the past.
Hello?
You're talking about in the past.
Uh-huh.
Right. I'm saying we're in the present now, and we're getting an indication that it's a different approach that will be taken going forward.
So what is it you just read about students being barred?
Yeah, that's one of the stories. You listen to this program long enough to know that from time to time we share the details of past stories. Yes, things that have happened in the past. Yes.
Because I was saying to myself, wasn't that education was from those times very compulsory? That back in those days it was illegal, and now the government just decides to stamp it out altogether. Because this idea about barring students was backward thinking back then, and it's still backward thinking now. Why I hear the minister, she said that the ministry is washed with cash. I hope the teachers are well paid and the students and the furniture are well taken care of, because back in those times, even September morning, I see man needing up furniture and fixing up things. I hope that everything is fit and ready for the students, because if your education is key and education is knowledge is power, we need a change, and there's a hopeful change as she's speaking of. I just hope that everything just comes off okay. What's your thought on it? You're very quiet today, Dervan.
My thought on what?
And what she said that they have enough cash for capital projects and so forth, and all those expenditures.
Well, if
And
that's
I'm
what it
saying
is,
right
that's
now,
what it is.
okay.
If
Well, I just hope that
it
everything
just
just
remains,
goes
it
well.
remains to be seen the extent to which that will make a difference and what's the nature and extent of the difference that it makes.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, nice talking to you. You sound a little quiet today. Nice talking to you, though.
Thank you very much. Good to hear from you, Natalie.
Okay, bye.
All right, take care. This is your program, Both Sides of
Bye.
the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
And the matter of these fare increases, why don't we go back to the fare stages? It is unfair if you're going to have one fare stage across the board. I traveling from, say, Burger Park to Alpha Tree, or from, say, Burger Park to 3 Mile, or from Burger Park to Surrey to the Portmore Mall. And I have to pay the same fare for somebody who's going maybe at the Park. The fare stage with a more equitable system where you're leaving from one point to the next. You pay, and this increase that they say they wanted, like as confident they say $100%. It should be like the person who's leaving from say downtown to all the way up to Papine, you pay based on the amount of stages that you have to go through. But we shouldn't pay, it shouldn't be just one stage like what they have implemented, which was a ridiculous thing because we had a good system before. And when I questioned why they didn't go back to it, the conductors tell me that, oh well, if somebody said they're going 2 stage and they buy a 1 stage ticket, when they reach the first stage, they would refuse to purchase the other ticket, additional ticket for the additional stage. But they have, I said that is why they had these inspectors on the bus to make sure that you pay, if you buy a ticket from one point to the next, and when you reach the next stage you refuse to pay, then you either come off of the bus or pay the stage. But to me, what they're doing now is just ridiculous.
So it's one would imagine that there is, or we would hope that there is that enough thought has been given to the ultimate system that is put in place, so that we are not at this point where in 2023 we still have a situation where commuters are being, for want of a better term, disenfranchised in terms of being able to get from point A to point B without fear or worry as to whether you'll be able to take another vehicle from that point and to move on and so on and so forth. Not in 2023.
Well, we have not, I think, put enough emphasis in public transportation in this country. What we have for public transport is like a Wild West situation, right? We unleash all kind of first to begin. I don't know of any country that just give out franchise or license for public transport to ever dog, push and hurry. Every day I hear this talk about, they cannot survive. The transport people, they cannot survive, and the fear that they are getting. But yet still every day you see a new person entering into the transport system. Now logic would say if a business is so bad, less and less people, and some of the people will be dropping out. Not to mention they give all these license And then you have on top of that other people who have no license, what they call robots, running on the said route. I mean, this thing is so disorganized that how long we're going to continue with this? Because we don't have a proper transport system in place.
Yeah, it's what you would call the elephant in the room. It's been like this for far too long, and nobody is prepared to, as the expression goes, to bell the cat.
No, because are looking more popular than more anything else.
Yeah.
Anything that can get them a vote, that is what they go for. Even though it eventually costs millions in the country.
One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. And the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Yes, thanks for holding, Portmore.
Yes, sir. There's two particular routes in the carpet here where I don't know if there's any planning put in place or any management of how many buses is required on a particular route. And as a result of that, we have constant racing. Just recently, I was talking to somebody about the same situation of these buses are racing each other. And before, the conversation could come to a conclusion, there was a big crash because one was racing to get ahead of the other one. And a car was turning, and luckily nobody didn't die. Right? There is no other way they are concerned. And it's like a lot of them buses I'm told is owned by police and other people who there seems to be a law unto themselves. So they just do as they please. People take them at their own risk because you don't know when they'll be racing and end up and I see it happen several times over my area where he said bus crashing because of overtaking needlessly. I always say, why they don't, if you have X amount of bus, shouldn't they be monitoring and say, okay, this one leaves and you give another few minutes or whatever, and then there's no need for them to be racing each other to get ahead. Because if half the time racing each other and leave passengers.
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder why if they're not thinking.
It's like just this afternoon, late morning into afternoon, this vehicle pulled up on the sidewalk, by the sidewalk of Red Hills Road, the intersection of that slip road that takes you to Boulevard as well. And it's a senior citizen who exited the vehicle, and it's almost like they like somebody pushed her out. Yes. So they collect the money already from this passenger. So to hell with the passenger.
There is no concern for passenger safety.
Yeah. In a moving vehicle. I forgot to mention that it's a moving vehicle. that this senior citizen was pushed out of, essentially. Crazy.
I don't know. I was telling somebody said to me the other day, oh, when last about oh, they didn't see me so well, so they said, look like you're a Mexican. And he said, well, I would never go to that country because it's more dangerous. I said, Jamaica is more dangerous than Mexico right now. Because one thing I know, it is far more harder. And when it comes to their transport system, if you ever gone to Mexico City, you say, oh, that is the most congested city this side of the world. The only other places that might be more congested than Mexico City is Bangkok, the over in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
And they have such an orderly transport system in Mexico City. You would never see a person who is involved in transporting passengers in that place with his pants, with his shirt out, and disheveled or anything. They are all neatly dressed, well cleaned, and orderly. Taxis don't go in front of each other. If you see 6 taxi lineup, you have to take the one in front, and the one in front have to move up before you can enter into the one that is behind. They are harder.
Mm-hmm.
Why we cannot get some harder in our transport system?
That's a good question. Very good question.
And why don't we need to finish, we need to create more, but then we are building more road because we are buying, everybody.
And we already are in the top tier of having the most roads per square kilometers. One of the countries in the world with the most roads per square kilometers.
And we don't have any way for pedestrians to walk because most of the roads that we have, we don't even build proper pedestrian place for people to walk, right? Not to mention disabled people.
Yeah.
We don't have bicycle track out here. So people, on the sidewalk, people ride it down. And you have to go on the road sometimes.
Well, in England, they have expanded the provision of pedal cycle tracks. Yes.
Yeah. And in Europe, they are pedestrianizing a whole heap of
We're gonna have to come back to this more because we want to get in another caller who has been holding for the last 11 minutes.
Okay.
Right, but thank you for your input. Thank you.
All right.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for your patience. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Malcolm, how are you today?
I am fine, thanks. And you?
I am better than yesterday, giving God thanks. And good afternoon to your listeners all over the world. I was impressed by that young 10-year-old.
Yes, Marianne Morgan.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Marianne Morgan, yes. I think we need to write on that name because she's going to go places.
Yes.
Anyway, I wasn't going to call you today, but I have a little 8-year-old that wants to say hello to you.
Oh, wow.
And she was inspired herself by Marianne. So I'm going to give her the phone.
Sure, thanks.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Hi, good afternoon.
I'm Renee, and I'm 8 years old.
It's good to hear from you, Renee. Which school do you go to?
Almontown Primary School.
Mm-hmm. And what's your favorite subject in school?
Mathematics.
Mathematics, a lot of people shy away from mathematics. A lot of people are afraid of mathematics. Why aren't you afraid?
It's easy. I'm good at math.
Mm-hmm. So why do you think the rest of us run away from mathematics? If it's that easy, if it's as easy as you say.
It's easy for me.
Okay, I see. And I would imagine you're looking forward to going back to school. Are you looking forward, or you want some more holiday?
No, I don't want any more holidays.
You're ready to go back to school?
Yeah.
Right. And I take it that all is well. You have your new shoes and your new uniform, as we used to say as children, uniform. So yeah, everything ready to go.
Yeah.
So have you decided yet what you want to be? I mean, you still have a lot of time ahead of you, but what would you like to become at the end of your school days?
I want to be a doctor.
A doctor? Why? Why do you want to be a doctor?
I want to help people.
Okay. And is there a particular type of doctor? A surgeon? A pediatrician?
Yeah.
A pediatrician.
Mm-hmm.
Why pediatrician?
So they look after children.
All right. And you're a lover of children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, we want to wish you all the best as you go out to school, go back to school. Come Monday, I believe. Monday is the day. And
Yes.
and you are, from what we're hearing already, you are on the right track. And we want to congratulate you on all that you have done so far and all that you will do going forward, because you clearly are ready for learning, ready to learn, ready to study, ready to practice, ready to read and revise and so on. You sound like that kind of student. So we yes. So we wish you well. We trust you will have a productive and successful academic year, and not just this coming year, but for years to come. May you continue to excel and do well. All right. And thank you very much for the call. You should call again at some point.
You're welcome.
All right, Renee, take care.
Thank you for talking to her. It's my little student, and I'm teaching her to sew.
Oh, lovely.
Class, yes. She wants to learn to sew.
Oh, sweet. Very nice.
Yes. God bless you, and you have a wonderful afternoon now.
Bless you too, and the same to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And almost time, we're almost there, time to wrap today's edition of Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. Cuban in Georgia says if governments have invested in a $1,000 coaster buses from the Chinese to cover all the rural areas until the roads are ready to accommodate the big buses, then our transportation system would have been functioning better and the JUTC earnings would shoot through the roof from revenue from across the entire island instead of just Kingston and St. Andrew. Thank you very much for your contribution to the discussion. Spider, otherwise known as Horace, says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I think whenever things like this happen, when you have someone winning the lotto and they can't be found, I think wherever the lotto was bought, the money should be spent in that community on some projects. Well, that's not where the money goes. It goes to the Chase Fund, culture, health, arts, science, education, something to that effect. And because we interviewed a representative from Supreme Ventures recently, so that's how we know that. This one says, hi, Dervan, regarding the bus system that the two gentlemen were talking about, the government has not put any thought into anything. They just implement things similar to what they did with the children car seat. All right. Thank you very much for your message. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Wednesday, the 30th and penultimate day of the month of August, 2023. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety, nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line. nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
news.